So dear student, I Rakesh Jain from Gyamiyar University. Today I am going to teach you about the nuclear physics, and our topic of this unit is nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So after completing this lecture, you will understand that how a heavy atom split into the lower atoms and release some energy, a very heavy energy compared with the basic chemical reactions. With the help of this lecture, you will easily understand that how the lightweight atoms can be combined and release a very large amount of energy compare with the nuclear fission and even compare with the millions times compare with the chemical reactions. That is known as nuclear fusion. With this lecture, you will be able to understand that what are the basic difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. With this lecture, you will understand that how nowadays, because every world, because nowadays the world war is on way. So they talk about generally like South Korea, China, America, India, Pakistan. So there are several countries which are atomic power. So they usually talk about the hydrogen bombs, atom bombs. So you will be able to understand to categorize them into nuclear fission and nuclear fusion category. So let's start. First of all, just see this MS Paint file where I will teach you this lecture. Okay. So see this MS Paint file where our topic name, that is nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, I am just writing. So first of all, nuclear fission. If we talk about the nuclear fission, then what is the meaning of this word? Nuclear fission is basically the word nuclear. Nuclear fission is splitting. Fission means splitting. Means if a heavy atom breaks into another atoms, if a single atom breaks into two different atoms, that is known as nuclear fission. Okay, so nuclear fission is a splitting or breaking up into parts. A splitting or breaking into parts. We can say nuclear fission means to break into parts. To break into parts. A splitting or breaking into parts is termed as nuclear fission. In a very simple language we can say. Okay? And nuclear fusion is what? Just combining. Nuclear fission is what? Just combining. So I just write down here about the basic term of nuclear fusion. First of all, just to see this, and then we will write down them in terms of your comparison table in tabular manner. So you will be able to differentiate them or compare. Okay. Now this is your second topic, that is nuclear fusion. So nuclear fusion is a combination of lightweight atoms into heavyweight atoms. Okay, to combine lightweight atoms into heavy atom. Combine lightweight atom into heavy atom is termed as nuclear fusion. So if we talk about the basic difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, so let's suppose I just want to give you an example. So in case of nuclear fission, actually what happens that we have a large or a heavy atom, like we have uranium-235. That is a natural. In natural condition, it is uranium-235. A material is there. Okay, atom is there. If a high speed atom, that is neutrons, let's suppose, if a high speed particles like the neutrons just collide with that uranium, then what will happen? I just want to show you that let's suppose this is your neutron. This is your neutron. This is my neutron. Let's suppose this neutron, whose speed is very high, very high velocity neutron, when just collide with a uranium. This is a heavy atom, that is your uranium 235 in natural condition. In natural condition, that it is uranium 235 in natural condition. Okay. So whenever this high speed neutron just collide with this uranium 235, I just write down here high speed. So you will understand that the particle which collide with the heavy atom should be of high speed. So whenever this collide with uranium 235, then suddenly it will converted into an unstable uranium 236. Then it will automatically converted into unstable uranium 236, which further split, into barium and krypton. Okay, so it will convert it into 236. That is your unstable. So I just mentioned here the word unstable. Unstable. So you understand that this uranium is unstable, and the previous one was natural. So this is due to the resultant of the collision. Okay. So now this uranium 236 will be further divided, further split into barium and krypton with some neutrons released over there, with some particles, neutrons released over there. So this will further release into barium. Just write down the word barium and krypton, that can be denoted by here. And some particles of the neutrons are also released there. Neutrons are also released there. So this is what a splitting of a heavy atom uranium into further atoms. Okay, we can write down over here the basic numbers of there 89 and 144. 144 is the number of barium, and 89 is the number of krypton. And neutron third. So here a heavy atom uranium 235 just collide with, just split into two different particles, barium and krypton, and with some neutrons also there, and a heavy large amount of energy will be released there. But it is completely a splitting of a heavy particle uranium into subparts. Okay, we can say subparts or in another atoms, number of atoms. So that is known as nuclear fission. That is known as nuclear fission. This process is known as nuclear fission. So a high speed neutron when collide with the natural uranium 235, it will further split into barium and kryptons, and some large amount of energy will be released. That is millions time greater compared with the normal chemical reactions. So I just write down here a very large amount of energy will release. Very large amount of energy will be released, you know, like millions time greater than millions times greater than chemical reactions. In normal chemical reactions, we know that some energy will be released, but here in the case of uh, nuclear fission, the millions times greater energy will be released. What are the basic requirement for the nuclear fission? The basic requirement for the nuclear fissions are only the splitting or breaking into the energy only. Okay, so energy release is millions times greater, and basic requirements are only the high speed particles. Okay, none other thing we require here. High speed neutrons are basically required. So I just write down here high speed neutrons are required. Here high speed neutrons are required. very large amount of energy will be released. So actually, the isotope will be further classified or further splitted into subparts. So that is known as nuclear fusion. Now, if you talk about the nuclear fusion, and if you talk about which kind of nuclear weapon in which the nuclear fusion process occurs, then we can say in terms of atomic bomb. Atomic bomb is an example of nuclear weapon. Which include nuclear fusion process. Include the nuclear fusion process. So, example of if we talk about the nuclear weapon example, then atomic bomb, right? Like like America has already been used that on Japanese to state that they are termed as Hiroshima and Nagasaki was destroyed due to the atomic bomb of this little child and fat boy. So they were atomic bomb and they are nuclear weapons which include the nuclear fission process, means splitting of heavy atoms into small atoms. Okay, so that is known as nuclear fission. Now I am going to teach you about the nuclear fusion. So as I have already been told that it is by combining the lightweight atoms into heavy atoms. Whenever two lighter atoms combine and create a heavy atom, a larger atom, then this is known as nuclear fission. So by combining lighter atoms into larger atoms. Lighter atoms. Lighter atoms means lightweight atoms into heavy or larger atoms. Heavy or larger. And this is the process that is known as nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion. Now, here in this case, also a very large amount of energy will be released, but that energy is 3 or 4 times greater than even the nuclear fission. So I just write down very large amount of energy release, even 3/4 means 3 or 4 times. Okay, 3/4 times greater than nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion. So a very large amount of energy will be released compared with the nuclear fission process. Compared with the nuclear fission process. Wait. So compared with the nuclear fission, very large amount of energy will be released. If you talk about an example of the nuclear weapon, then hydrogen bomb can be categorized, which include the process of nuclear fusion. So I just write down here. Example of nuclear fusion, nuclear weapon. Sorry, here the last terms are. So I just write down here first of all, atomic bomb. Atomic bomb, example of nuclear weapon which include nuclear fission process. Now here example of nuclear fusion. Nuclear weapon which include nuclear fusion process is hydrogen bomb. So hydrogen bomb are those which include the process of fusion. Okay, so example of nuclear weapon which include nuclear fusion process is hydrogen bomb. Okay, So that is your very important thing, that which kind of nuclear weapons include nuclear fission process or nuclear fusion process. The energy will be very large amount of energy released compared with the 3 or 4 times. Okay. Now here the high temperature and high pressure are the requirement, basic requirements. Basic requirements. Here we see the basic requirements for the nuclear fission. That's why high speed neutrons are required in the case of nuclear fission. But here in the case of nuclear fusion, high temperature and high pressures are the requirements. High temperature and high pressure is basic requirement of this process. High temperature and high speed is the basic requirement of this process. Now we see an example. So let's suppose you have two different materials, deuterium and tritium. Deuterium and tritium are two different. See here the example. There are two different atoms. One is deuterium, a lightweight atom, and the second one is tritium. I just write down the name here for an example of this process that is known as nuclear fusion. Deuterium, and the second one is tritium. So these two are lightweight atoms. So whenever they will combine together, then a large amount of energy will be released whenever they will combine together. Then they will create some isotopes. They will create isotopes, and neutrons also will be generated. So they will generate the neutrons as well as a heavy helium isotope will be generated. A heavy helium isotope will be generated. So as a combination of these two, deuterium and tritium, neutrons and one of the most important things, which isotopes will be generated? Helium isotopes will be generated. Helium isotope or atom will be a heavy atom, helium will be generated there. Okay, and energy will be released that is 3 or 4 times greater compared with the normal nuclear fission process. So that is the basic thing about the nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, and these are certain differences. We can write down these differences in tabular manner. First of all, just I repeat those things related with the nuclear fission and nuclear fusions. So first of all, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion, both processes are related with the basic nuclear physics. Okay. Now in today's era, everywhere we see that every country now talk about the atomic war, the Second World War, Third World War. They have already been include such kind of things related with the atomic power, related with the hydrogen bomb, related with the missiles attacks. So they are all related with the nuclear physics basically. So in terms of the nuclear physics, whenever there is destruction, whenever there is problems related with the bombarding attacks, then always we should talk about the nuclear fission or in nuclear fusion terms. So what are the basic difference between those two terms? Nuclear fission is basically splitting the atoms into subparts. Okay, so splitting or breaking into atoms, one atom divided into two atoms, that is known as splitting process, that is known as breaking process. That is actually terms in case of nuclear physics as nuclear fission. Okay, like, but here one of the most important requirement is that we should require a high speed neutron particles. High speed particles, they are basically used as neutrons. So high speed neutrons we should require. So whenever these high speed neutrons collide with the heavy uranium, for an example, a heavy atoms, then they will be split into barium and kryptons, and some neutrons also released. Okay, so very large amount of energy will be released, that is millions times greater than the energy we see in chemical reactions. So this is all about nuclear fission. And if you talk about in terms of the nuclear weapon, then atomic bomb are those which uses the nuclear fission process, means splitting of into subparts, splitting into atoms, and a high large amount of energy will be released. That is including nuclear fission process. And if you talk about the nuclear fusion, then combining of lightweight atoms to create a large atom to generate very large amount of energy, that is known as nuclear fusion process. So fusion means combining of atoms instead of splitting of atoms like in fission. So nuclear fusion, but here the basic requirements are high temperature, a very high temperature and a high pressure is the requirement for the nuclear fusion process. So lighter atoms combine together and create the large or heavyweight atoms, that is known as nuclear fusion. So a very large amount of energy, even 3 or 4 times greater compared with the energy released in the nuclear fission process. Okay. So example of the nuclear weapons, if you talk about which nuclear weapons include the same process like uh, which depends on the process of nuclear fusion, combining of atoms into heavy atom, then hydrogen bomb use this kind of process. Okay. For an example, the deuterium and tritium, two different atoms, lightweight atoms, when combined together, they will create isotopes of helium, which is larger atoms compared with both of those atoms, and some neutrons will be released. So this is all about nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Now we just, if the frequently asked questions are related with this in a tabular manner, what are the differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion? So whatever we study, I just now write down them in a tabular manner. So you will easily understand the basic difference in a tabular manner. So see, I just save this file and open a new MS Paint file, and I think you are able to see this new MS Paint file. Now here we write down the difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. What are the basic difference between a nuclear fission and nuclear fusion? So just to see these differences in a tabular manner. So I just create a table here, and we just write down the name of those topic. One side is nuclear, one side is nuclear fusion, that is splitting atoms, and one side is nuclear fusion. In the previous slide, we just put all those things in here. Let's see. Splitting or breaking into parts is known as splitting or breaking into subparts, or splitting or breaking into parts is known as nuclear fission. Nuclear fission. Just write down here. Nuclear fission is splitting or breaking into parts. I just retype them here, so you will easily see the tabular manner difference. Within 1 minute, this will complete, and we will start the next thing, which we have to learn from today lecture. And combining of lightweight atoms into heavyweight atoms is termed as nuclear fusion. Is termed as nuclear fusion. Okay. Now, here high speed neutrons are basically required. High speed neutrons are basically required in case of nuclear fusion. But here high temperature and high pressure is needed. So I just write down here high temperature and high pressure is needed. high temperature and high pressure is the basic requirement for the nuclear fusion process. Now we take the examples. So, sorry. Okay. Yes. So, a high-speed neutron, when collide with the natural uranium, then krypton and barium will be generated. This is an example of nuclear fission process. That's why I just type here that the example of nuclear fusion is the high-speed neutron when collide with natural uranium-235, then barium and tritium, krypton will be generated. Similarly, the example of the nuclear fission, I just copy with the previous example that whenever deuterium and tritium, they will be added to each other. As a result, a heavy helium will be isotope will be generated with some neutrons only. With some neutrons only. This is an example of nuclear fusion. Now, very large amount of energy is released in case of nuclear fission. So I just write down large amount energy release even millions time compared to chemical reaction compared to chemical reactions. Okay. So very large amount of energy release even millions time compared to the chemical reaction. And in case of nuclear fusion, very large amount of energy release. Even 3 or 4 times compared to nuclear, 3 or 4 times greater greater compared to nuclear is okay. These are general differences. The same differences which I taught you, I just write down them in tabular manner also. Why? Because generally the questions which frequently asked in the main examination related to this topic is not about the explanation of what do you mean by nuclear fission or only what do you mean by nuclear fission. Even instead of that, generally it is frequently asked that write down in the differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. So a tabular thing will be more beneficial, will be more helpful for you to write down the differences and to understand about everything related with the nuclear fission and fusion. Now, if we talk about the which nuclear weapon can use the process of nuclear fission and which one use the process of nuclear fusion, and we can write down atomic bomb here in the case of nuclear fission. So you can understand the atomic bomb uses the same principle, uses the process of nuclear fission, and in case of nuclear fusion, basically hydrogen bomb uses the process of nuclear fusion. So that's all about nuclear fusion and nuclear fusion. And I think in our journey of nuclear physics, you understand the basic differences between the different kind of things which are basically used for the nuclear weapons. So either they use the principle of nuclear fusion, either they use the principle of nuclear fusion. So now, which kind of objective questions frequently asked in front of us? Just to see that one, those kind of objective questions. Wait for a while. I just come with some objective questions. Yes. So now start a new file where we will solve some objective questions. On nuclear fission, nuclear fusion. So let us start. So I just put which kind of objective questions may be asked in front of you, that in which process basically the neutrons emitted, in which their process, basically the neutrons emitted. So basically which process include that one. So let's suppose there is an example, see this example which is in front of you, in which of the following process neutrons emitted. Only three of choice is there: inverse beta decay, nuclear fission, or spontaneous fission. So we know that from the thing which we have already been, I already been taught you till now. From that, you understand that nuclear fission is the process in which neutrons emitted. In which neutrons emitted. So my correct answer for this objective question is nuclear fission is that process. Okay. Now I come with the second example. See, now see this second example. So let's suppose I have a question that this one is second question. So I just remove this first one because I just copy from the Google. The splitting of a nucleus into smaller nuclei. The splitting of a nucleus into smaller nuclei. So you understand that splitting of a heavy atom into further atoms are known as fission. Nuclear fission. That's why my answer is B. Now again, my third questions will be, now let's suppose this is my third question, which is in front of you. So this is my third question. So which isotope of uranium has the capacity to sustain the chain reactions? So splitting a atom into further atom, then further into unstable uranium, then further divided into krypton and barium. So this is known as chain reaction, a further continuous process, chain reaction. So which isotope of uranium has the capacity to sustain the chain reaction? Then definitely uranium-235 was the example which I taught you. In the case of nuclear fission, that include the chain reaction. So actually nuclear fission include the chain reactions. Okay. So this one is your third example, third objective questions. 1 minute, I just save this file. Now my next objective questions is in front of you is yes. Okay. Now see this objective questions which is in front of you. Yes. What happens whenever a neutron is absorbed by a nuclei of an atom of uranium-235? Again, see this question very carefully. What happens when a neutron is absorbed by a nucleus of an atom of uranium-235? So first of all, uranium-235 is a heavy atom and neutrons is a high speed particle, as according to this. So whenever a neutron is absorbed by, means taken by or collide by, we can say, by a nucleus of uranium-235, then what will happen? Definitely there will be a starting of chain reaction. This is a process of nuclear fission. barium and krypton were generated. Yes, that's all about right. All things are right. But first of all, what will happen? The uranium 235, which is a natural atom, will further goes into the category of unstable uranium atom. So uranium 236 isotope is formed. So first of all, uranium 236 isotope is formed. That's why my answer is D. That's why my answer is D. Okay. Now one of the most important questions, but of mind questions. Okay, graded kind of objective questions is one. Most of the energy released in fission process is in process of kinetic energy, thermal energy, light energy, and heat energy. So we know that. See very carefully. In case of nuclear fission or nuclear fusion, both are related with the nuclear process, and in both the cases energy is released, a very large amount of energy released in both the cases. That's fine. But in the case of fission, that is nuclear fission is a process in which a very high velocity, high speed particle neutron collide with the heavy atom. So whenever there is whenever we use the term of velocity, then we should go for the kinetic energy. So because kinetic energy is half mv square, so where v is the velocity of the move particle. So most of the energy released in fission process is the process of kinetic energy. So A is the answer. Okay, in case of nuclear fusion, basic requirement related with the temperature. That's why thermal energy you can use the term. But here we should use the term of kinetic energy. Okay. Now the next example is combining two lightweight atom. Wait, I just come with this example. Now see this next objective example. Okay, see this example. Combining two weight atom, combining of two light nuclei of low mass to produce a heavy nucleus is called as. So as I have already been told that nuclear fission and nuclear fusion are those. Nuclear fusion is a process in which lightweight atoms or lightweight nuclei combine together to create a heavy atom. That's why the answer is nuclear fusion. The answer is answer A. So, with the help of today's lecture, I think you understand what are the basic difference between nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, what are the basic terms related with, what are the examples related with nuclear fission and fusion. Later on, we will see from next lecture the details about those terms related with nuclear physics. So, thanks for watching the video. I, Rakesh Jain from Gambia University, say thanks to all of you. And if you have any query, type in chat box or you can ask me. Thank you very much.